Hey friends, Miss Amanda here again, and today I wanted to share an activity with you guys. Now, anyone who knows me or anyone who saw my previous videos knows one thing I love to do is come out in my backyard here and watch the birds. So I have seen so many different kinds of birds out here. There are all kinds. There are red ones and blue ones, orange, yellow. I've seen all colors. It's really neat to see them, and I love it. It's so exciting when I see a new bird that I've never seen before. So I thought today we could work on making some bird feeders. You can make some bird feeders at your house, hang them in your yard, and see what kind of birds you can find. We're going to use simple materials, and we're going to try to recycle as much as we can. So some of the things we'll look at using for our feeders are empty milk jugs, empty soda bottles, toilet paper or paper towel rolls, empty cans that you may have used. And then we're also just going to use some other things that we find around our house. So I found some old yarn and ribbon that we had for other projects, and we do need a little bit of peanut butter. That's a messy one, but it's fun. So Kylie's gonna help me out making the, and I sent her out in the yard earlier, and she found some supplies in the yard for us. Some sticks. We needed some kind of straight sticks, so she found a handful of those. Let's make some bird feeders. So this feeder, I actually saw them making out of cans. So if you have a big can that you use for dinner and you're gonna throw it away, save it, peel the wrapper off. I actually didn't have any cans right now, but I found these old containers that I had actually bought for something else. But you know, it's a cylinder like a can. So I thought we would try it with this. But simple material you already have at your house, a can. Okay. So the other thing you'll need for this one is something to tie it up. So I just found some old ribbon that I had used for something else. So I have a length of ribbon here. You could use string, yarn, thinner ribbon, you know, whatever you have that we can tie it up with. Okay. The last thing is a stick. And Kylie, where'd we get this stick?
In our yard.
In our yard. What? Kylie went out and she looked for kind of, it's not too skinny, but it's not real fat. She looked for a straight one, and we kind of broke it off to size. So what we're going to do is I'm going to put it in the can or the canister, and we're actually gonna glue that down. Your tin can you won't be able to see through, and you can actually paint it any color you want. Take our ribbon and actually just tie it around the canister. I had already tied mine around just to make sure it would fit. So I tied it in the top. Okay. And I'm just gonna make a loop.
Oh, that's what it's hanging on something, right?
Yeah.
I didn't know what it was.
And I'm gonna tie the loop here. Use any kind of ribbon or yarn or anything like that. But there is our canister or can bird feeder. Again, we modified it. We didn't have the can. We found this. You can use what you have in your house. Recycle. I tied mine up towards the top a little bit so that it's not going to spill out when we hang it. But then all we're going to do is put some birdseed in here and hang it. So Kylie's getting some art supplies, but one of the other types of bird feeders I thought we would give a try is just an empty milk jug. So the first step, we need a grown-up. It's just to cut some holes into the jug. Voila! I cut the holes straight across from each other. Okay. Now, the holes, the edges are kind of sharp and rough, so we're going to want to cover them up with something. With some tape will do. Luckily, we had some duct tape laying around, so I'm going to use that, and I'm just going to cover up the holes, the edges. You can use any kind of tape you can find, masking tape, whatever, just so they're not so rough there on the edges. Okay, so we taped up both holes. The edges aren't sharp anymore. Do you know what the birds sit on when they're eating? Do you know what that's called?
Oh, no, I don't know.
It's called a perch. And we put one on our first bird feeder right here. That was for the birds to sit on. So we are going to add a perch. And we're going to do that just the same way. You could use a dowel rod if you have one. But we just went out in the yard and we got some sticks. We tried to find straight ones. Okay. So Kylie was out searching for sticks this morning. She got this one. So we're just going to try and put it straight through.
Isn't that stick a little long?
Well, what can we do if the stick is a little long?
It's sticking out so far.
So what can we do?
Break it?
Break it off. Better? So I actually brought up just some leftover yarn that I'll probably use for this one. Again, you can use ribbon, string, whatever you have. Yarn will be the simplest thing for this one. And all I'm going to do is, again, I'm going to create 2 little holes across from each other, just enough to thread this yarn through and make a hanger. Okay guys, we did it. So now we're just going to do the same thing. We're going to cut this. And tie it up so it's a loop that we can hang on a branch. I'm going to let Kylie go to town, and she is going to decorate our bird feeder. Now, you can use any materials you have at home. Kylie brought out her art bin, which is full of all kinds of stuff. But you can use crayons if you have any paints, craft sticks, all that kind of stuff. So I'm going to let Kylie go to it, and we'll take a look at it when she's all done. We are going to do our best to use bird safe materials, so things that won't hurt the birds. Alright, so Kylie decorated it all up. She used a lot of stickers, just things she colored on it with crayons. Okay, she had some fancy tape in her craft bin. Permanent marker worked on it. Okay, so pipe cleaner. Okay, I put the string in here so it didn't get in our way when we were decorating. But there we go. We have a bird feeder, and we're gonna try this one out. So another bird feeder I saw online, where I got the instructions and most of the ideas, was the toilet paper tube. So I had been saving up toilet paper tubes. They accidentally got thrown away, but luckily we found this paper towel tube. So we're actually going to make 2, so I'm just going to cut this in half. If you have a bunch of these or a bunch of toilet paper tubes, you can actually make them really elaborate and connect them together and everything. But right now, we just have 2 that we're going to try out. We just need to put some birdseed on here. And how we're going to do that?
Hot glue it.
We're not going to hot glue it. Do you think that would be a good idea? Could the birds eat it if we hot glued it? it would be stuck on there. And then if they picked it off, they'd be eating hot glue. Do you think that would be good for them? No. So we're going to use something that can be kind of sticky. We're going to spread it on with a butter knife.
Peanut butter.
Peanut butter. She's seen this peanut butter sitting here. She wanted to know why we had it. Now you know. Okay? So, I'm going to show you, Kai. And then
Peanut butter.
we're going to put peanut butter. We're just taking the peanut butter. We might get messy. Okay? We are putting it on there. Woohoo!
Is it fun?
I think we're going to have peanut butter all over us. So Kylie has her peanut butter on. Now I'm going to put mine to dry on the side. And she's going to press down.
Yeah, I'm getting super messy.
And roll. She's getting so messy, but that's part of the fun, right? And then if you need some more, we're just going to shake it up, put it all in the middle so you can get some more on there. Okay. You can make them more elaborate if you'd like. You could put 2 holes through the top and string it this way so it hangs down. And then you could put 2 holes in the bottom. And just like on our other feeders, you could add a perch to the bottom. So you guys can get as creative as you'd like. But for this one, we just did simple peanut butter. Now, as far as the birdseed, you don't need expensive birdseed. You can find it at the dollar store or, you know, other places for pretty cheap. And you don't need a lot to fill these bird feeders. Now, I'm using birdseed that I got at Ace Hardware, and I got a huge bag because we feed a lot of birds here. So I had a 20-pound bag, but it was only $5 for the 20-pound bag, and you won't need nearly that much. So you should be able to find it pretty cheap somewhere. So we brought all our bird seed, our bird feeders outside, and we're gonna find a place to hang them. All right, Kylie, what do you want to hang up first?
This one.
Okay, our tube feeders. All right, let's find a place to put them. All right, looks good. Okay, we found a spot for this one.
Perfect.
So guys, there are a lot of different ways to make homemade bird feeders, and we just ran out of time. We couldn't try out everything that looked really cool, but the most important part is just take a look around, see what materials you have and how you can use them to make a bird feeder. So now that you have the plans to build your bird feeder, I want you to take note of all the birds you see in your yard. You can take pictures, you can draw your own pictures, or write down what you see and what they look like. Keep track of them. How many did you see? What different kinds did you see? And when did you see them? You might even find some other friends visit your feeder. Maybe a squirrel or a chippy. I just wanted to share a few pictures of some birds I took in my backyard. So these are some of the neat birds that you might see if you keep your eyes open. whatever you decide to do with your feeders, just have fun and enjoy hanging out outside. Just use your imagination and get creative. See what you can build. Until next time, see you guys. Thanks.